Welcome to the I Hate Social Media podcast, the podcast where we dive deep into the chaotic world of social media marketing with a twist of irony and a dash of humor. So whether you love or hate social media, join us on this journey as we uncover the secrets to making it work for you. Well, welcome to the podcast. This is episode 4. I'm super excited to be here with my good friend, Josh Vatter.
How are you?
Good. Doing so good. And how are you?
Very good. Very good.
Okay. So the reason you're here is to tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
So we are a junk removal business based out of New Holland, and we will basically take anything you have that you don't want. See, people ask, is there anything that you don't take? And I'm standing there trying to think if there's anything I don't take, and there's really not. I will take anything you have.
Do you take spouses then, or?
We haven't taken animals.
Spouses? You said spouses?
Don't get any ideas. I see you're looking at me like...
won't take, with a receipt. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. Anything. Okay. No living things, probably.
I think that's illegal.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might get, fined for that.
Or a little better than fined.
Right.
All right. So you guys will haul anything. Okay. How long have you been in business? March
was 1 year.
Okay, that's exciting.
Yeah, I should also add I'm here with my wife, who, she's co-owner, whether she wants to be or not. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Co-helper.
So you're the brains behind the operation.
I am the voice of reason behind the operations. He is the one with these great ideas, and I am the one that says, let's rein it in. How do we get there?
Yeah, I'm the wow. Yeah, and she's the how.
Oh,
I have the ideas. I have all the ideas, and she asks, "Well, how is that going to work?"
That's almost identical to Rebecca and I. See, I come up with the ideas, and then she shoots them down.
Yeah. So that is from a book. It's from I want to say John Acuff.
Okay.
I want to say him, but I might be wrong.
No, there is a book. What's that one called?
Well, you only have 2 back there. So
the orange one.
Rocket Fuel.
Rocket Fuel. I think that's it.
It's not that one.
It's not. Oh,
No.
okay.
I read that.
Okay, so
It's
not exactly like a ringing endorsement when I can't remember the name of the book. It was a good book.
It was a great book.
So in the book that I'm thinking of, you have to have somebody who is and I'm not going to say the word right, but it's like your implementer. You are, as an entrepreneur, you're an ideas person. You come up with great ideas, but you've got to have somebody who has kind of the sense to say, okay, so that's your vision,
yeah.
And now we need to talk about practical steps to get there.
Right.
And why some of that vision is never going to happen.
And for me, I hate hearing that my ideas aren't going to work because I see the end result.
Yeah.
And this would be so great if it did work. And she's like, yeah, but we got A, B, C, D, and E, are reasons why it won't work.
Right. Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
I'm going to mess with your cord a little bit here. Okay. All right. So when you look at your business, what made you decide to focus on using social media to promote it? So I just should ask you.
We went through a plethora of ideas before we landed on social media.
Okay.
Both of us at one point were off social media because it wound up taking up a lot of time.
It's
mindless time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we realized every business that we've ever looked at, that we've been part of, that we see, the first thing I do is I'll look on maps because I have no idea where I am and I don't know how to get there. Then I want to see reviews, and then I want to see how many people are looking at it and liking it and leaving comments, good or bad. And then obviously you take your judgment from that. But we started...
we did just advertisements.
We started with paper signs and business cards, thinking we could just hand things out and people would naturally, a person came up to me. Why wouldn't I use them?
So like on the bulletin board thing, you'd put a business card.
Mm-hmm. We did churches, we did ACE.
The tear off.
Yep.
Yep.
Was that
we started with flyers.
I've never ever gotten any business from those. No. Never.
Apparently it's frowned upon. It's illegal to stick stuff in people's mailboxes.
Yeah, I think that's a felony.
We didn't get caught, but that was my thought.
We didn't get
caught. Well, we didn't do it, but I was like, why don't we just stick
it's
things
illegal
in?
To get caught, for sure.
Yeah. Why don't you just stick it in mailboxes? But not the case.
I think about it all the time because there are people that will just go around and just stuff in your mailbox.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Please don't touch my mailbox.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. How do I know it's not anthrax?
So all those things didn't work so well, and that was what led to realizing he should go the social media route.
Okay. So what percentage of your business would you say comes from social media?
I would say 5% comes from word of mouth, and the rest is from my Facebook page.
Wow. So the 95%, right, that we would say comes directly from social media, probably even the other 5 is influenced by that a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So all right. So yeah, like it comes like from a person, who's seen my post.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Right.
On Facebook.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
And I will say that Facebook is literally the only like advertising that I do.
Okay.
It's because of the age like bracket.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So you've looked at or experimented with Instagram. Probably, I mean, I don't think there would necessarily be a reason to try LinkedIn. For you, though, you found Facebook is a much better resource.
Yes. So I have a Facebook, an Instagram, and I've never gotten a single job off of Instagram.
Interesting.
Never.
Interesting.
And I have, a theory behind it. I would say people between the ages, like 35 and up are on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, target market.
That's, my market. That's everybody that I need. Instagram is more, it's a younger crowd. I don't know anybody who's older that, even has an Instagram.
Not people that have been around long enough
Right.
to say, man, I have
My
all
dad
this
certainly
junk I
doesn't.
need to get rid of.
Right. And they don't go to Instagram for it, but I know for a lot of businesses that the Instagram, is, dude, key. So
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. So you mentioned, you and I have talked about this a little bit, and you've said there have been a couple of things that you consider most important, or that, I guess, how do I want to word this? Like, you attribute certain activities to your success on social media. To what do you attribute your success there?
rephrase.
Can I get it? What is it in the spelling bee?
Can I get that in the form of
A question.
Can you use it in
Question or
context?
whatever,
Yeah.
use that in a sense?
Use it in a sentence. There it is. Okay. So you've really gotten a lot of business from social media. Why?
Consistent posts. I went from doing it every single day. I went from that to once a week to once like every 2-3 days.
Okay.
Now I do it just every day at the same time, just every day. I won't do weekends because I don't want to be too repetitive.
Right.
And it also takes my time. But I figure if I do it at the same time during the week, then those posts, they get out at the same time every day. Usually lunch breaks, people are out there scrolling on their phone.
Oh yeah.
So those are the times that I'll post.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you feel, okay, how many times, like if you're doing it once a day at the same time, how many posts is that for you now? I mean, it's one post, right? That you are.
So it's one
distributing.
post, but he's distributing it because you're not just sticking it on your personal page.
Right. So I
So
share
where are you
it
sharing
on, my the business page.
Yep.
And then from there, I'll go into the business post, and share it with my personal page.
Okay.
So
And then I'll share it to every group, the effort group, the Lidits group, all those groups. Now there are certain groups that don't like it every day,
That's right.
and there are certain groups that are fine with it. So at this point, I know which one to do, which ones not to do every day, which ones I can kind of bend the rules with. You know what I mean?
Right,
Say, oh,
right,
sorry,
right.
my bad, I forgot.
So I think logistically, he's probably 15 to 20 of the same post blasting it.
Yeah, per day.
And then
Okay.
I'm following the groups he's in, so then I then share it when he posts it. And then we have other friends who see it, or we have friends who, well, I'm sure we'll get to that later, but how our friends will see a post and they'll comment him. And then from there, he's able to reach out and engage that way as well.
Yeah, no, that's a big deal, and that's actually a huge help. So, okay, with the content that you do post, have you tried different kinds of content? And is there something that's kind of stuck out as look, this is all it really needs to be? We try to keep it simple, or how does that work for you?
I will typically take a picture of the job before it's done, and then after it's done, I'll do a side by side, and then just kind of a sentence in there hey, do you want your yard to look like this or like this? Something
Maybe-
along those lines.
Maybe tell him how you started with your clip art. originally.
That was bad. I learned very quickly that I am
well, you didn't have any jobs originally, so it was like,
I
what
had
can
to
we do to get people's attention?
pull images
Yeah.
off of Google and just hope that I was like, somebody's gonna see this. I'm like, that's a stock.
That's my yard.
Right.
But there was like clip art of
Junk
like
from my yard.
like old men,
Right.
hanging their arms out the truck driving with a fully loaded truck.
Yeah.
And then we even tried to like take a picture of his exact truck and like fill it with garbage and like show
Yeah.
my bad. Show
That
like
is so
what it would
good.
look like
was not
if
easy.
somebody did that job. So it was
Oh, that's so
And
good.
it
Yeah,
also
it's-
took like
we're really
good
bad at clip
2
art.
months, of just nothing, of no work. So last March it was May and we got our first job.
Okay.
And then I remember I underpriced that by so much money, man. 'Cause I didn't know. I had no idea.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that job solo too.
All by myself.
Yeah,
in
in
a
jeans.
basement, couch. I'm like, how am I going to get this out?
I think
by
pricing is
myself.
like one of the hardest things
Yeah.
to like kind of navigate
Yeah.
and figure out. Because first of all, like you can see a job and you're just guesstimating.
Right.
After a while, though, you probably start to pick up and go, okay,
Right.
I kind of have an
now
idea
I
how
give
long
them
it
a
takes.
range.
Okay.
It's going to be between this and this, but it won't go over this.
Right.
Every job he's ever done is like he has his process how he gets like the pictures of it and then he'll see it and if he's not sure he'll ask me and then I'll give him a number and if those numbers
Usually
like
super high.
yeah, well, I go higher and he's like, well, I was thinking more of this. And usually it's a median or he'll know based off it. But he's had like stick jobs where we saw it and he's learned. But it's like, hey, from now on, could you put something of a shovel, a wheelbarrow beside it for reference? Because those will catch you. So he's learned from some of those to like something
that
for
one-
reference and context. Like, let's see
Yeah.
how we figure that
job
out.
specifically was, she just sent me a picture of it, and I thought it was just a couple branches. I was like, oh,
Couple sticks. No
that's
problem.
will take me 5 minutes. No, and I gave her a price, and she goes, okay. And so I went there after work in jeans in the middle of summer because I thought, hey, it's only going to be like 5 minutes. And I get there, and it was over 2 hours of loading up sticks and branches, and they were all dead. And you grabbed, a handful, and they just broke. It took up the trailer and the truck bed. Oh my goodness. They made out. It's like, we're going to call you again. I'm sure you will.
I'm going to
With
block your
that
number.
price, man. Wow.
You won't get that price
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
But you should call again.
Yeah, but you should call again, please.
Because I'm going to charge you triple.
More than that. Oh, yeah.
More than triple. Yeah.
I took a huge loss.
Oh my God.
But you
But
learned a
I
lesson.
was, I
Sweat
did.
equity into your business.
It was a lesson, if nothing else.
It was, yeah.
A huge lesson, yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Well, it's funny because one of the very next question was going to be like, "Hey, tell me about some of the challenges you faced." But
Quotes. Always get a picture, and if you're not 100% certain, go there and look at it. I did a job a few months ago with Noah, and it was the tree that fell down in her yard, and I just by looking at the picture, I didn't think it was big, and I said, you know what? I did this before. I'm gonna just drive down there and look at it, and I looked at it and was like, I'm so glad I came out, because what I was going to charge her versus what was charged was very, very different.
so you have learned the skill of, so I may not have seen the whole picture here. There's a little bit more work than I saw or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And also too, like, I mean, if somebody they book a job and they say, hey, it's this, this, and this, and then we do a price, and I get there to the job, and I see that, I look at the picture they sent, I'm like, there's like 17 more items in that pile.
Or the people are like, could you just take this while you're here? It's like,
I don't
can.
mind that. I don't mind when somebody says, hey, while you're here, I have this bag of
Just,
stuff.
get
Unless
my
it's
calculator.
37 paint
I'll
cans
tell 'em
or rocks.
That's fine. I don't mind doing that at all. Like, I'm already here, and you know what? My goal is to leave an impression.
Yeah.
If I do them, a solid, and they say, hey, he didn't charge me any more for this extra stuff, I'm going to use them again.
Okay.
Those are the things that I try to do.
So talk to me about how you measure success on social media. For instance, are there boards you're like, nobody's ever called us from this board, we should just not?
You've said that multiple times.
So I've posted between 60 and 70 posts, different posts. I've narrowed it down to 10 that I will just post and repost and repost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So there were a bunch of message boards that were like,
Yeah.
I'm just not.
I'm not getting anything on these.
Yeah, this is just time,
Yeah.
and it's killing me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What advice? Okay. Actually, I want to go back a little bit because I don't want to forget to do this. You were kind of talking about how some ways that you get a wider distribution. It's not just the message boards, but you have friends that will. You're keeping an eye on them, right? So when somebody says, "Hey, does anybody know who does hauling or whatever?" You do it. Your friends will pick up on that.
All right.
I know you do it for your friends because you've done it for me.
I sure do.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's excellent. And so that helps you not just post and get visible, but like you actually have people that are, I don't know, looking out for you.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. So what advice would you give to another business owner, not another hauling company, obviously?
Nope.
But somebody who's trying to leverage social media, what is your best piece of advice?
I'm curious.
You have to keep posting. You have to keep posting. Even when it's not working, you have to keep doing it. There are times that I don't get hits. I mean, there was times where I didn't get hits for weeks.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to keep doing it. You just have to. I would also recommend you know what it is you're doing, and then you have to decide, is Instagram the best, or is Facebook the best, or something else. If I'm going to haul junk, like I said, I don't want to go to Instagram for it. It doesn't work.
Right.
So you got to know who you're selling to, what their needs are, and do they have a pickup truck?
That's true.
Yeah.
I think probably the best two pieces of advice that are the most simple, right, are post consistently.
Yeah.
But also like know where you should be posting.
Yeah, know
You're
your
right,
market
right. Yeah, know
and
your
who's
market.
looking at it. We were talking about that earlier. Like, of all the things that he's tried he did try Instagram for a while. It's like, if you don't just start friending random people, but we don't need friends in Michigan. We need friends here.
Right.
We don't need friends in Canada who like our post but never share it. Like, we need the people who are here, who are active, who are of the crowd that he's looking for, who will say, oh, my parents are, they're getting ready to retire or move, or they're going to a senior citizen's home, or like whatever target he's looking for is like, what do you need from those people? And he tried, word of mouth. We tried hopes maybe some of the Amish would grab the little tickets. That didn't go well either.
Yeah, real estate agents probably.
He looked at that too.
I have a couple of them, on my page, and I've not heard anything from them.
So that a lot of them are involved in like networking groups.
Yeah.
So there's some are called LaTip. There's Professional Referral Exchange. Those are different ones.
Okay.
And they usually meet in the morning. You can go in like before work.
Yeah.
And if you usually at every single one of those, there's going to be a real estate agent. And man, if you got into a good one,
Yeah.
that agent could lead to a lot of business.
You've had like
Right.
3 or 4 that we've kind of talked to, and I think maybe we've just gotten to them a little bit too late.
That
They
might
might have
be.
already had a guy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So he hasn't quite made it to the word of mouth yet,
Okay.
other than like personal referrals.
Right,
I will
right,
say, depending on the page that is posted in, if a certain individual sees it, they will blast my name, which is
Right.
great. Use this guy, he's awesome, he's cheap, we used him, so and so, and then I've had once or twice where then another like person that I used would like add on to it and say, yeah, we used him too, he's awesome, and
That's
just
good.
from that I would get work. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. What's been the most rewarding thing about getting business through social media?
the most rewarding thing through getting my business like through
Social media. Yeah.
all right, through
promoting it that
social
way.
media.
Probably just the
Fact
fact
that
that
getting your name out there. I mean, does one post to reach towns.
and like
of
you just
people.
said, people will refer you and be
Yeah,
like,
word
I've
of
used
mouth
him,
is
I've
huge.
used him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this to me speaks to probably the most powerful aspect of social media, and it's simply this: social media provides access for small business to the marketplace. When you're starting out, you don't have money to dump thousands of dollars into some kind of like advertising campaign, but social media gives you access for little to no cost of entry.
Right.
And you're getting business that way, and you can, if you're doing a good job, like you seem a lot more concerned about reputation than just making a quick buck, right?
100%. Yeah.
You are, and I know that about you. My point is people wouldn't even have an opportunity to know about you if there wasn't some way to access them, and that's what's so great about social media. A guy like you, starting out, like, yeah, man, I'm trying to grow this business. I don't have a ton of money to dump into it because I'm just starting out.
Right. And also, like, I don't want to do it with debt.
Right.
Like, I have a daytime job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is started out just to make, like, you know, a buck here and there, but now it's
Turning
more
into
than that.
something.
Yeah, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Now, you know, it can be big. It can be big. And I don't know that my calling is to haul junk for the rest of my life. Maybe I could haul livestock. Maybe I could haul, you know, whatever down the road.
Right.
But for now, I mean, this is working out. You know, this is working.
That's great. That's great. So, okay. So either one of you, Josh or Chelsea, like last thoughts that you can
I did
share.
have a thought with a question you asked. Jerry Seinfeld was asked by somebody, why do you keep using the same old jokes? And his answer was, because they work. Because people still laugh.
That's
and
right.
that was kind of, you know, a thought that I had when I mentioned how, you know, I picked like 10 posts.
That's
and
right.
I post those over and over because they work.
Right.
Yeah, they work every time. So.
That's funny. And they're not clip art.
No, it's not. No, it's real jobs.
They're real jobs, yeah.
It's
But-
they're
But
real
they're
jobs.
relatable jobs. I mean,
Right.
there are things like he has, like we said, people are moving their older parents. There's garage cleanouts. There's just
Yeah.
junk laying around. There's hot tubs. There's specific things that like you're like, oh, I need to get this done, but I just don't want to do it. I would rather pay somebody to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
The same reason people hire house cleaners.
It's
you,
true.
You
It's
could
true.
do it, but you don't want to.
And you do all the things. I mean, even after you do the whole yard sale thing and the
Ugh, that's
you know,
so
like
exhausting.
spring or whatever, there's still stuff left
Yeah.
over.
There's a once and done. Put all your stuff in a pile. We'll come and get it. Well, he comes and gets it. I just usually stand around, but I'm, you know, he has his help and he's got his strong
right.
guys that come and take the heavy trees and the furniture and the rocks and shovel dirt for hours on end. And just,
Yeah, that was rough, man.
He
That was
just-
another
yeah.
example of a job that I underquoted.
Yeah.
Like that 10,000 pounds of dirt.
That's why you have strapping young lads.
Yes.
to
That's,
help you.
yeah, oh boy.
Who regret
Yeah.
it after they're done.
No,
Man.
no, I don't think so. That's great.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah, my other guy's like, oh, you have a job? Yeah. He goes, what do you have?
What's the job?
It's not dirt, buddy.
Tell
I
me the
promise.
details first.
I promise it's not dirt.
Not hauling worms. Okay.
But yeah,
No,
he's
nothing like
he's
that.
putting like real pictures of real jobs that are things that people actually need, not just like, oh, here's a couple boxes. Like people don't know what's in the boxes, but if they can see real things and then look around the room and be like, oh, I have that too. I want to get rid of that.
Right.
Like
That's
using
great.
real pictures and just being consistent, I think has been good for him.
That's great. All right. Well, you heard it here. It's Vatter Hauling. If you have any junk needs, definitely give them a call.
No need to stress. We will handle the mess.
No need to stress. They'll handle the mess.
I just thought of that just now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure
pretty
some
proud of that,
That's
actually.
pretty
I'm
good.
pretty
That's
proud of
pretty
that.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will catch you guys next time when we're going to have somebody else that's actually an artist. So that'll be fun, and looking forward to hear from that guy, straight out of Berks County. So look forward to that, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.